Shalom Brazil. First and foremost, we give all praises, all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushua, Ba'Shem, Kakadash, the Barnes, the Apostles, and elders of great milestone who teach us this truth, peace, and blessings to hopeful like the Israel, and Shalom. Yahweh is the name of the name for ancient Hebrew. Ba'Shem means the name, Yahushua is the name of the begotten Son. Background lesson, and today, ultimately, going to be making a lesson going to the great wrath that the devils are going to come down with, the technology that they have, and how it's going to be put to use. You see them creating these robots, these exoskeletons, these Iron Man-like suits. But you see multiple examples of them creating these robots that are able to speak and look like humans. And as many times, in multiple lessons I like to go into, is how they're not just creating these robots just to bag groceries and to do the basic things that people do. There's a whole nother agenda behind it. They're not spending billions of dollars in research and into the technology just for it to be, put to waste. These devils have, these devils like to think that they have a chance against Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. That's why they're creating these robots, and why also do you think they create a space force to go against the chariots, the angels that are in those vehicles? But going back to Revelation, is the 12th chapter, the 7th and 8th verse, going to that war in heaven. But when you go into the 8th verse, it says, and prevail not. So these devils are set up to lose. They're not going to win, and they're going to be taken out very, very soon, and they will stand no chance against Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, in general, man. But I'm going to get two quick videos to show, what they have in store. And they like to, it also goes to show how prideful these devils are, because they like to show you what they have in store for you, man. They give you little sprinkles of salt, and they'll give you like a little example, a little practice run, for lack of better words, but behind the scenes, it's already, pretty much done, and more advanced than what they have showed you. But I'm going to play two quick videos, and we'll jump to the scriptures and Lord be edifying.
Skeleton suit prototype from Japanese Innovation Lab Skeletronics. Exoskeleton.
So you see them creating these Iron Man-like suits to be able to, have superhuman strength, to be able to fly. Would you see many examples of that? I believe it's like they're on the ocean. This one military guy basically have two kind of like jet engines, but they're super small, strapped near his back, and be able to just fly around, man. So you see what they're creating and showing you, because how prideful they are. These devils like to think that they have even a 0.001% chance against Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. You stand absolutely no chance against them, man. Because you're going to have the elect in the last days with that spiritual power. The angels that are in those UFOs, so-called UFOs, the chariots. You have Leviathan and the sea. These devils are through, man. But let's okay, one more video and we'll jump to the scripts.
What? Dude, this.
And you kind of seen one of these suits. If you've seen the movie Avatar, with the blue people, you kind of seen like some similar like machines.
This is future AF. Oh my gosh, okay, this is where you feel the power.
Yeah,
this
right.
is crazy
Right
right here. How do you go about moving the machine?
It just follows your movement.
What, I stand up or something, or
Yeah.
I push?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Your arms control the outside leg. Your legs control the inside legs.
Holy my body's controlling this.
Yeah.
You're a psycho. So this entire suit follows your body movement. So if I stand up, the entire suit stands up. Let's go! Let's go! Oh, come on! Come on!
And as we go into the description, book of Jeremiah, the 30th chapter and 7th verse, going to how we're heading in the times of Jacob's trouble, times that we have never seen before in history. And you see the technology the devil has, his blessing that he was given, which was a sword. And guess what? He's going to put it to use, especially in these times to come. He's not just creating these things just for, your average day use. Your just to bag groceries and, to ask if you want paper or plastic, They're preparing for a fight. But guess what? It's going to be completely, it's going to be a landslide, man. You stand no chance against the Heavenly Father. It is written that you will lose and you'll be taken out.
Yeah! Let's go! Dude, that was like the craziest thing I've ever done. Dude, that...
But you see the example that I'm trying to push. You have these devils creating these robots, these Iron Man like suits that has superhuman strength that's able to fly. They have satellites that can shoot laser beams from space. All these different things that they are trying to prepare and to be able to defend what's coming. But no matter how much you try, no matter how much money you spend, you're standing no chance to get the Heavenly Father, man. Yahweh Shem Shai. You see many videos of also chariots showing off, going at supersonic speeds that even jets can't compete with. The missiles there, which there's a video of a military basically shooting bullets at it. And there's also another video of a missile being shot at a chariot, and it got redirected and hit the ground, man. So hey, you're no chance, man. But let's get Jeremiah 37. I want to keep it short. So the last 5 days great, so none is like it. It's even times of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. So one more time, at last for that day is great, so that none is like it. We're in some times that we have never seen before. Terrible times, perilous times, man. It's going to be serious. And you still have a lot of people that like to take this truth for a game, as entertainment, as nothing's going to happen until it's at their doorstep, until it happens to them. Or to their family members, Jake don't want to take nothing serious, man. All they're worried about is partying, drinking, and doing whatever they want. But they're going to face reality very, very soon. Especially when you have robots patrolling the streets. I mean, just look what's going on in Shanghai, China, man. They had robot dogs patrolling the streets, drones, making sure people are, staying in the motels in their houses, These are the times that we are heading into, man. But once again, Yahweh Shai is also going to protect and take care of his elect in these times to come. Live to that standard against our enemy, and Lord, we're a part of that number to receive that power, and to ultimately be protected in these times to come. But let's get book of Matthew chapter 24 verse 21 through 22 to add on Jeremiah 37. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. So just showing you just how bad it's going to be. I'm just looking at all the things that we went through in history, man. And this is going to top that, man. And nothing will compare to it. Just to show you how bad it's going to be. Terrible times, man. And just when you truly meditate and just think about it, it's going to be bad, man. You're going to tons of people be dying. You're going to see all these plagues and pests and lords be bring upon this earth. All these things that the devils are about to bring out, especially these lockdowns they're going to implement compared to 2 Ezra 15 and 17. Men shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. There are those checkpoints. You have robots patrolling. It's going to be bad, man. Verse 22, and except those days should be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved, but for his elect's sake those days shall be shortened. The elect, just like Yahweh Shem Shai is going to hasten the days for his elect. Speed it up. As you see, we're in the midst of end-time prophecy before our very eyes. We're seeing end-time signs that we would see before our Lord Yahweh Shai would make his return. Pursuing back to Matthew chapter 24, verse 3 through 8. What shall be a sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? Matthew 2 Timothy 3:1, that onto it, says this, now also in that last days perilous times shall come. It's all hell is going to break loose. They don't make these purge moves for nothing. I Am Legend, for example. These are the times that we are heading into. You're going to have people break into their homes, people killing each other with lack of food, and have people eating each other. It's just going to be, it's going to be crazy, man. But, that's why it keeps going to in the book of Isaiah, how wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. That's going to keep us sane and pushing and enduring these times, because we know the answers, man. And you're going to have a lot of people asking tons of questions and without answers in these times. But the book of Ephesians chapter 5, verse 15 through 16 says, see then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. So also just to push the main point of how the devil can come down with that great wrath. They're not playing any games, man. They're free to come down with that great wrath once again. Yahweh Shem Shai's sword, which is Esau Edom, and he's gonna be swinging it, especially heavily onto our people. The scripture also goes to how judgment must start at the house of the Most High, roughly paraphrasing. Revelation 12 says, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. So you see, he's going to bring that hammer. The pressure is going to be applied. You're going to have robots patrolling the streets, and kicking down people's doors, throwing them into these, these I gotta be careful with my word, FEMA camps, You gotta be careful with my words, because you tell us constantly making changes to the algorithm, making it, just take down your view for anything, man. But once again, as you've seen the main points, the robots that they have,
Exoskeleton.
the things that they are creating, and ultimately the purpose, man, the purpose of these things that these devils are doing, man. It's not, once again, as I said earlier, as I said multiple times, it's not just for your average day use, to bag groceries and to do basic things that people do. It's for a whole another agenda, man. These devils are preparing for an attack, trying to defend what's coming. Why do you think they created a space force? Why do you think they're spending billions of dollars in terms of research and their technology, training soldiers underground and deep underground military bases? These devils know what's coming, man. But when they come for us, the Lord's gonna lift that standard, man, and we'll see the Lord will receive that power, which we believe it, but we hope we are those men to receive it. But Psalm 17:13 said, "Arise, O Yahweh B'Shem El Shai, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword." And who is the wicked? Esau Edom, the so-called white man today. That's the Lord's sword, and guess what? He's gonna be swinging it on you people, man. Y'all that don't repent, y'all that don't take this truth serious, y'all that come on and continue to take it for a game. This is what's coming to you, and guess what? You're going to be sliced. Isaiah 59:19 says, "So shall fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come like a flood, the spirit of the Lord shall have face stand against them." So going back to Revelation 12:12, how did it come down with great wrath? These devils didn't come down like a flood, man. As multiple animes, TV shows, cartoons, and movies like they go into, is military troops surrounding a home, trying to target a person with so-called superpowers, spiritual power, trying to taking them to do tests on them, to trap them, to capture them. And that's what these devils are going to do, and they're going to come for the Lord's prophets, man. But that says right here, when the enemy shall come like a flood, the spirit of the Lord shall lift face stand against them. That spiritual power is going to be bestowed upon his men. It gets right here, Jeremiah 16:16. "Say, behold, I'll send for many fishers, said Yahweh B'Shem El Shai, and they shall fish them." And who are the fishers? The prophets. What does that be? This is Bible, man. This truth, this knowledge, and understanding. "And after I'll send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks." So the fishers, the prophets, are going to be turned into those hunters, men, who receive that spiritual power and are going to hunt these devils out of these caves, these deep underground military bases that they have. You're not going to escape. It says every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks. And let's add more onto that, which I think is putting Amos 9:3. But look at these before I get that. Isaiah 54:17 says, "No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper. Every tongue thou shalt rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of Yahweh, and the righteousness of me, saith Yahweh B'Shem El Shai." So as I said, as you see in the top verse, no weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper. So these missiles, these tanks, these modern day guns that they have, the miniguns and ARs, all these things that these devils have will stand no chance against the Lord's elect, man. And I like to say, if you thought Superman was a problem, because you see in superhero movies, Superman is the main threat. Nobody wants to go against him. Everybody's afraid of Superman. So if you thought one Superman was a problem, imagine 144,000 of them, man. You are in deep trouble, man. Deep trouble. And usually you see in those movies, Superman keeps his cool. But nobody wants to see Superman angry, man. And guess what? Once the Lord that stand, you devils will stand no chance. You will pay for everything that you have done. You think the elect, the elect are gonna give you hugs, shake your hand? No, they're gonna be angry, man. Luke chapter 10 verse 19. As with Yahweh Shai, Lord Yahweh Shai is coming back angry, man. Coming back to slay and to destroy his place and to dethrone these false kings, man. But see, Luke 10:19 says, "Behold, I give unto you power to tread on serpents and scorpions, and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you." So as you like to see in these movies, when people have superpowers, You know, they're surrounded by guns. You know, once they start shooting them, the bullets are deflected off their chest. You know, they're, for example, with Magneto, certain clips in X-Men First Class where he stops all those missiles that are shot at them, turns them back and shoots them back at them. You know, takes all their guns from them. With, you know, with his abilities. You know, you're not gonna stand. It's like you're not gonna stand a chance against Yahweh Shai and his men. Let's keep looking at Amos chapter 9 verse 3 through 5 to go into the end of the 16th verse in Jeremiah 16. How they gonna hunt them out of every mountain, every hill, the caves of the rocks. But it says Amos 9 3 through 5. And though they hide themselves in top of Carmel, which are going to these mountains, so I'll search and take them out thence, and know they be hid from my sight in the bottom of the sea. This is why I came in the serpent, and he shall bite them. Who is that serpent? Leviathan. And also maybe, these other creatures that we haven't even seen yet, man. Because the ocean, like not even 10, I don't even think 8% have it. It's like, these are my words. I don't think 8% of it has even been explored yet. So imagine all these unseen creatures that are down there and they're, just, swimming around, man. But verse 4, and though they go into captivity before the enemies, since I will command the sword and shall slay them, and I'll set mine eyes upon them set mine eyes upon them for evil and not for good. And I guess we'll finish off verse 5, which the main point was verse 3. But it said, and the Lord God of hosts is he that toucheth the land, and it shall melt, and all that dwell therein shall mourn, and shall rise up wholly like a flood, and it shall be drowned as by the flood of Egypt. But the main verse I want to give is verse 3. Let's continue on to these last scripts I got, and we'll close out Isaiah 40:31 to go into that spiritual power that the Lord can bestow upon his elect in these times to come. Because you're going to have these devils surrounding the prophets, his men, and the Lord's going to lift that standard, man. The Lord's going to take care of his men in these times, man, as multiple scripts go into during the famines. Be protected from these plagues, the pestilence the Lord is about to bring upon this earth. But Isaiah 40:31, it says, but they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount with wings as eagles, be able to fly. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint. Also having super speed, not be able to get tired. Because, when you go for a walk, when you're out of shape, you're breathing heavy, you're getting tired. But this can be on a whole another level, man. Also, the scriptures also go into, sparks among the stubble. How fast you are moving. You know how fast you gotta move to create sparks from you running, man? For example, the Flash. Let's get Zechariah, the 12th chapter and 8th verse. In that day shall Yahweh Shai defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David. As David was a mighty man. Out there in the midst, fighting wars, and also that one account to where he jumped over that, gigantic wall, But it says, in the house of David, the elect shall be as God and as the angel of the Lord before them. That God like power, man. And Lord, when we're a part of that number to receive that power, man. Because, hey, I want it, man. Lord, one, we're, part of the number to receive it. Isaiah 41:15. But it says, behold, I make thee a new sharp threshing instrument having teeth. And who is that instrument? That new weapon, the elect. It says, thou shalt thresh the mountains and beat them small, and shall make the hills as chaff. Those new sharp threshing instruments having teeth is, the Lord's weapon, his men, the elect. But go to the book of Psalms, chapter 110, verse 3. Putting all the main points, make a quick lesson, going to the great route the devils can come down with, and also going into how the Lord can protect his men in these times to come. Because the devils will come for us, man. They know who's teaching this truth, man. Why do you think they're making changes to the algorithm and keeping a heavy watch on us, man? But it says, thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power, and the beauties of holiness from the womb in the morning. Thou hast the dew of thy youth. So once again, pretty much the main points. Quick lesson, go to these. Ultimately, the great route the devil's going to come down with. I see all the technology that they have, the robots that they are creating, and things are not even showing you, and the things that they have behind the scenes. But don't be fearful, of these devils, or be afraid of them. Because let's actually close out this one. Hey, and call Halamli how about Shimon Shai 144 top left, man. I think I read the scripture. Yeah, I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, fear. Close out this scripture. Look at Matthew 10:28. But then fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. So we should fear Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, the one that's doing these things, that's orchestrating all this, man. Not these devils, man. So remain faithful, continue to believe upon Yahweh Shai, and all the miracles and the great work he's going to perform for his men and those that believe, man. So I do want to close out. I want to give all praises, all honor, glory to Yahweh Shai, Hashem Kakadash, the body of the apostles, and all those great military who teach us this truth. Peace and blessing to all of Israel, and shalom. See you next one.